Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Richard, founder of Short-Term Rental University and Airbnb Superhost, and today I'm coming to you from the Surf Comer Hotel here in sunny South Beach, Miami, Florida. Unfortunately, today's video is about a tragedy that occurred over Halloween with the unfortunate death of 5 guests at an Airbnb house. I'm sure everybody's read about it. It's all over the press and it's terrible news, and I feel terribly in my heartfelt apologies and condolences to the friends and families affected by this tragedy. But I want to assure everybody that this really had actually nothing to do with Airbnb. So it's not an Airbnb story per se, although the fact that it did incur in an Airbnb does shine a spotlight on Airbnb hosts, the Airbnb platform itself, and actually has some implications for Airbnb in the future of Airbnb, especially as they go public in 2020. Like, what kind of company has such lax security and measures in place and yet is a platform that is the single largest hospitality platform in the world? They're the fastest growing hospitality platform in the world. They've got over 7 million listings, and perhaps people aren't quite as safe as Airbnb suggested. So the first thing I want to do is just, again, express my condolences. There's no excuse for this, and it's just a terrible tragedy that was preventable. And so to anybody affected directly or indirectly, my heartfelt condolences. Putting that aside, what can we learn and what can we do differently? The first thing that I've taught time and time again is the importance of using the word no. In fact, there was a video filmed not a week or two ago where I said that was the word for 2020. So the key thing to do is to continue to screen your guests with even more diligence, even more questions. Trust your gut and intuition even more. It's more and more important. That's why we filmed that video not 2 weeks ago. The second thing is Airbnb, they're about to go public. So they're on like high alert, all of their lawyers, all of their investors. This company is worth $35 billion or more, and it's incredibly successful. 7 million hosts from all over the world. But where is their preventative security, maintenance, technology to ensure that the right guests are going into the home in the right way? Because this is clearly a violation of so many, trust belief systems that the entire platform is built on. And I want to read to you a little bit about what the company has to say about it and what they're doing about it, and then give you my feedback on it. So the first thing is, this is an article from TechCrunch, and it says, following the death of 5 people at a Halloween party at a California Airbnb rental and a scathing Vice report, which we just filmed, about author Ali Conti, where she outlined Airbnb's failure to prevent nationwide scams, the company says it will begin verifying all 7 million of its listings. It's about time, wouldn't you say? Airbnb properties will soon be verified for accuracy of photos, addresses, listing details, cleanliness, and safety and basic home amenities, according to a company-wide email sent by Airbnb co-founder and chief executive Brian Chesky on Wednesday. All rentals that meet the company's new standards will be clearly labeled by December 15th, 2020, he notes. Beginning next month, Airbnb will rebook or refund guests who check into rentals that do not meet the new accuracy standards. The long-awaited updates to Airbnb security measures come months before the company plans to complete an IPO or a direct listing, and Chesky announced the business would ban party houses and work harder to combat unauthorized and abusive host and guest conduct. Now, interestingly, what Brian then goes on to say is the following. We believe that trust on the internet begins with verifying the accuracy of the information on internet platforms, and we believe that this is an important step for our industry. Okay, fair enough. Really nice, well-written, crafted public relations email. And Brian Chesky believes that trust is really important on a platform. But let me ask you a question. He founded this platform 10 years ago, and was this just the realization today? Today is when he realized that trust was really important and that they have all this power and information and big data to help support hosts and guests and ensure that there's a good fit. I'm just not sure why it took 10 years and this terrible tragedy before this happened. And I hate to be sort of, the negative guy who's saying, well, maybe it's coincidental that this is on the eve of their IPO and now they're addressing the security. To be really clear, it's a really serious task. It's going to take trillions of man hours and tons of money to actually do what he's suggesting, but they have the ability, the wherewithal, the size, the budget, the people, they have everything. If this was a priority for the last 10 years, we wouldn't be here today. So it sort of seems to me like we have this big major IPO. That's when all the super wealthy investors that invested in Airbnb over the last decade are cashing out. They're going to sell their shares, in essence, to the public, mom and pop, people like you and me, the big wealthy VC money is exiting, selling their stake to mom and pop hosts, if you will. And yet at the same time, the valuation of $35 billion is because of the work that hosts like myself and you have done, and yet we're not being protected because guests aren't being properly screened, hosts aren't being properly screened, and now Brian is saying that there's going to be like party houses that are banned. Well, I don't know a checkbox that I can indicate that my house is a party house. So if they have information detailing which houses are party houses, due probably to like noise complaints and neighbor disorderly conduct type stuff, or neighbors complaining about disorderly conduct and lots of parking issues and so on. Like, why does it take a tragedy where 5 people lost their lives before this becomes like front and center and on the eve of the IPO? Just, I hate to be like that conspiracy theorist, but I don't believe, while his intentions are good and I believe his words, that the intent matches the actions that they're saying, and the timing is just suspect. And I just wish if I could go all back again and do it all over again, like rewind the clock, that would have been in place over the last 10 years. Or maybe it didn't happen at launch because they couldn't afford it, but 5 years into launch when the valuation was 10 billion or 15 billion, they should have done it. So they missed a huge opportunity and 5 people perished, and it's awful. But to be clear, it's not an Airbnb specific situation, right? People get murdered in private homes that are not on Airbnb. They get murdered in short-term rentals. They get murdered in long-term rentals. They get murdered in owner-occupied homes. And they also get murdered like that crazy situation in Las Vegas where a gunman was shooting people. You know, things happen in big hotels too. What makes Airbnb a better platform for this abuse? Well, the fact that we have low labor costs, which is a huge advantage to our business platform. We don't have security guards all over the place. We don't have concierges. We don't have receptionists, right? It's based on that trust. But that trust really should have been verified a long time ago by Airbnb. And in that regard, I feel like they let us hosts down that have really enabled them to build a $35 billion empire. And now it's a little bit too late. And certainly for the families that were affected in Orinda, my heart goes out for them. Like, there's no do-overs. There's no rewind the clock. So if you're leading a big organization like this, the culture, what you believe in, how you promote your business and the safety and all of that is really critically important. And the time to do it is proactively, in advance of problems. Foresee the future. Don't be reactive and handle it later with really fancy press releases and apologies and new things that we're going to roll out. Roll them out in advance. Take the cost before it happens, that you get this terrible nationwide press. Do it for the right reasons as opposed to the wrong reasons. So where do we go from here? Well, if Airbnb actually institutes all of these things and they go back and check 7 million listings and they start to check and verify all new listings, at the end of the day, I think it's a win-win for both hosts and guests. And I just wish it had been like that from the beginning, right? Like, I don't understand why it takes a tragedy like this to compel a company to do right by its constituents, hosts and guests. But I think if they actually do this, we're going to have that trusted platform and we're going to be better, and the guests that are coming to stay in host homes like myself and yourself are going to be better, and hosting standards are going to increase too, so that people like Alicante Advice don't get scammed and taken advantage of, and innocent people get like their vacations ruined. So this is long overdue. It's about time. I feel terribly that it took these two, really negative situations to cause action. But sometimes when companies grow too quickly and they grow too fast and leadership is spread in a variety of different ways, some of the most basic things required for the platform can be overlooked. And I'm not excusing it. There is no excuse. But I am saying they have the opportunity to do right and make right by the public, for hosts, for guests, and create that trusted platform. And I, for one, am really excited about that because it makes the value of my business and what it is that we're teaching here all the more valuable. So view this in the positive context. It took a tragedy. I apologize for that. It's terrible. My condolences. But the future is bright, and I'm trusting that Airbnb is going to do what they say, especially because they're going to be a public company. So now they're going to have people like the Security and Exchange Commission and government agencies really monitoring what it is that they do and how they do it and how they communicate and when they announce earnings. And there's now new checks and balances in this new bigger corporate governance situation, and that actually stands to benefit us all. So interesting, terrible, tragic, but I think it's going to work out for the best for hosts like you and I. And I'd love to hear your comments below. What do you think about this tragedy? What could have been done to prevent it? There are tools and techniques. Our sponsor for STRU Nashville, Noise Aware, would have alerted these hosts that there was a party. There are cameras that you can put out, and you can have you know, in the driveway area, and you can see dozens or hundreds of people coming in cars and so on. So there are steps that we as hosts should be taking ourselves. We shouldn't just trust everything. So if you've had some of this abuse or many people come, then it might be time to invest in some technology solutions, and there are plenty. So again, our sponsor for STRU Nashville, Noise Aware, builds tools for this both inside the home and outside the home. So contact them if you'd like that. And then there's all sorts of technology that have security cameras and alert systems, and if that makes you feel better, that's good too. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue doing business the way that I'm doing it, and I'm going to expect and demand that Airbnb deliver on their promise here that they've made so publicly on the eve of their IPO. So comment below, let me know what you think. Like the video. Happy hosting. Let this pass, clear your mind. The best is yet to come, and let's just go. So subscribe to the channel, friends, and please continue doing what you're doing. We are what make this community so great. We are the best hosts out there, the STRU community in particular. Very proud of everything that we've done and accomplished, but we must be mindful and respectful, and safety first, friends. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Friends, I hope you found this video helpful. YouTube has been such a blessing for me because it's allowed me to educate and inspire hundreds of thousands of short-term rental hosts just like you. If you haven't noticed, I have hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel teaching Airbnb hosts a plethora of do's and don'ts. But when you're just starting out, it can be extremely overwhelming. You're probably thinking, what exactly do I do? Or like, where do I start? Well, if that's the case, I have a shortcut for you, and it's a sweet deal. For a very limited time, I'm giving away free access to an exclusive training video where I teach you the most important part of running any Airbnb business, no matter how big or small. The things you'll learn in this training are not available on my YouTube channel. In fact, it's a critical segment of my flagship course that sells for over $2,000. So if you want exclusive access to this training today, so you can block out the noise and get clear on what's the most important for you in your Airbnb business, then click on the button on this video, or visit str.university/training. Again, that's str.university/training. Remember, this is a part of my flagship $2,000 course, and it won't be available for much longer. Simply click the button below to claim it for free right now.